November 10, 1988. A massive white spaceplane roars into the sky on the back of a giant rocket. It looks exactly like the American Space Shuttle. It has the same black heat tiles, the same delta wings, the same nose. The West laughed at it. They called it Buran, the snowstorm. They said it was a cheap knockoff. A photocopy made by KGB spies who stole the blueprints from NASA. But the Americans weren't laughing when it came back down. Because when the Buran touched down on the runway, greasing a perfect landing in a stiff crosswind, there was nobody inside. The U.S. shuttle required highly trained pilots to fly it home. The Soviet shuttle flew itself. Welcome to Shadow Works. Today we open the final file in this series. The story of the Buran, the stolen shuttle that was in many ways superior to the original. Why did the Soviets build a shuttle? Not for science, for fear. When the U.S. unveiled the space shuttle, the Kremlin panicked. They looked at the massive cargo bay and the cross-range capability, and they didn't see a science vessel. They saw a bomber. Soviet analysts were convinced the U.S. shuttle was designed to fly over Moscow, drop a nuclear weapon from orbit, and glide back to safety before anyone could shoot it down. They had to match the threat. They ordered their engineers to build a counter-shuttle. Did they steal the design? Absolutely. The KGB ran a massive operation to steal NASA data. But when the Soviet engineers looked at the American design, they realized something. It was dangerous. The U.S. shuttle had 3 massive main engines on the back of the orbiter. This was a problem. It meant the orbiter was heavy, and if the main engines failed during launch, the crew was dead. The Soviets fixed this. They took the engines off the shuttle and put them on the rocket instead. This rocket was called Energia. It was a beast. Because the engines were on the rocket, the Buran orbiter was just a glider. It was lighter, safer, and could carry more cargo. Even better, you didn't have to launch the shuttle. You could put anything on the side of the Energia rocket. A space station, a laser weapon, a satellite. The U.S. was stuck with the shuttle stack. The Soviets had built a universal heavy lift system. The test flight was set for November 1988. The weather was terrible. High winds, snow, and low visibility. NASA would have scrubbed the launch immediately. The Soviets launched anyway. The Buran orbited the Earth twice. Then it began its re-entry. It was fully automated. As it approached the runway, the onboard computer detected a